Welcome to the Blending with Henry show. Hey you guys, welcome to the Blending with Henry show. Now before we get started, I want to tell you, over the summer I teamed up with Vitamix and I gave away a beautiful Professional Series 500 to 2 winners. Now I've been wanting to announce these winners, but I had to wait until they sent me pictures of their Pro 500, okay? So congratulations to Sean from New York City. And you can follow Sean on Instagram where I chose him from. That Vitamix looks great, Sean. Now congratulations also to Garrett from North Carolina. I cannot thank you guys enough for participating and for your support. So you guys, if you've been following me on my website, you've seen the Better Than Black Friday Vitamix promos I've been posting. Now if you bought one of these amazing machines or you're contemplating on getting one, but you're concerned you won't know how to use it properly, I'm here to help. So let's get you started making delicious recipes easily. So here's my table of contents for how to use a Vitamix. Now we're going to be talking about containers, blending mistakes, presets, tall container versus the wide bottom container, proper ingredient amounts, and all the rest. Not necessarily in this order, but we're going to cover everything. Now, Vitamix includes a recipe book with every machine, and this is really the key to your perfect blends, so don't leave it in the box. Now, opening the book, you see delicious drinks like this frosty basil limeade. Now, the following page shows the recipe step by step, plus which buttons or switches to use on your Vitamix. Now, look at this beautiful tortilla soup. Now, the following page also, once again, shows the recipe and what speed to use on your Vitamix to blend. You guys, it's too easy. Depending on which model full-size Vitamix you choose, you will get either the 64-ounce tall container, the 64-ounce wide bottom container, or the 64-ounce self-detect wide bottom container for the Ascent line. The optional 48-ounce container uses the same blade as the 64-ounce and is perfect for making smaller recipes. Now the optional 48-ounce dry container uses a flat blade designed for dry ingredients such as milling spices, grinding grains, and making flour. The new air disc container is an optional accessory that uses a circular disc with holes to aerate. Now it does many things, but it's perfect if you want to just make regular non-smoothie drinks and is great for making foams. For single servings, Vitamix also offers the optional 20-ounce cups and 8-ounce bowls for the Ascent line. Great for drinks on the go and small recipes like salsa and baby food. And also the 20-ounce personal cup adapter for the Legacy machines for drinks on the go. So, your new Vitamix arrived and you're all excited to get blending. Now you've heard these machines are powerhouses and can blend anything without issue. So you dump a bunch of fruit in it all the way to the top. Now, you never saw this on Blending with Henry, you guys, okay? So, of course, you're ready to blend and you attach your lid and look what happens. Well, nothing happens, okay? So you go get the tamper and still nothing happens. Look familiar? Wrong amount of ingredients. So, you heard that the wide bottom container blends better because it's wide, okay? So, you decide to make a single serving by adding a small amount of ingredients and a little bit of water. Then you attach your lid and watch what happens. The only thing happens is the ingredients splash against the walls. Look familiar? Wrong amount of ingredients. Depending on which Vitamix you buy, yours may come with pre-programmed presets. Now this can be very convenient for touch and go operation. Now this model has 3 presets. one for smoothies, frozen desserts, and hot soups. If you bought the Ascent A3500, this model has 5 presets. One for smoothies, frozen desserts, hot soups, dips and spreads, and the cleaning preset. One thing to keep in mind, you guys, presets do not know what you're blending. That goes for any brand regardless of their marketing. So unless the recipe is perfectly tailored for that preset, results may be mixed. The tall container is perhaps the most iconic of the Vitamix line. You see this container on the Food Network and the Cooking Channel, as chefs generally prefer it for its versatility, and it's my personal favorite. Now, this container may not be ideal for everyone, especially if they have low cabinet height in their kitchen. Now, due to its tall shape, it may not fit underneath most older kitchen cabinets, especially when you add the container lid. Some may recommend that you buy the optional 32-ounce container as a companion for smaller recipes. Both these containers have the same footprint, so there's really no need for it other than being space-saving. Now, because of its narrow design like the 32-ounce container, it's perfect for small recipes. Therefore, when making single-serve smoothies, you may use as little as 1 cup of liquid. Then 2 cups of frozen fruit for the perfect single-serve smoothie. I'm snapping my lid in place and I'm using the smoothie preset. The perfect pour, all smooth. 2 cups of frozen fruit, 1 cup of liquid. And there you go. The proper way to make a smoothie in the tall container. The wide bottom container is unique, and that it's wide at the bottom, making it ideal for those who have low cabinet height in their kitchen. Now, it's also ideal for some food processing, as you see me making fruit bars. Being able to pulse and mix dry and wet ingredients is very convenient for those who don't have food processors. But, because of its wide design, it requires more ingredients to be used in order to effectively make smoothies, and 2 servings are generally the minimum. And this is why I recommend getting the optional 48-ounce container, since it's narrow at the bottom, making it ideal for single servings. If you were wondering why there's no 32-ounce container for the Ascent line, it's because it has the same small footprint as the 48-ounce container. So to effectively make a smoothie, you will need at least 2 cups of liquid at the minimum. Using frozen fruit, you will need 3 to 4 cups. Now this can vary depending on the type of fruit and if you're adding other ingredients. Alright, I'm going to snap my lid in place and I'm going to use the smoothie preset. The perfect blend, all smooth. 3 cups of frozen fruit, 2 cups of liquid. The proper way to make a smoothie in the wide bottom container. As you can see, there's enough left over for a second serving, you guys. And there you go. Most model Vitamix machines with presets are also equipped with variable speed control. Now while the presets are convenient, your Vitamix is more versatile using the variable speed control. The variable speed control goes from speed 1 to speed 10. And we'll start at speed 1. This is perfect for mixing in flavors, for gravies, and for adding syrups. Speed 4 is ideal for adding chunky ingredients for making hearty soups and the like. At speed 10, it's the highest. It's for everything else. Smoothies, nut butters, nut milks, frozen desserts, nut butters, dips, and spreads. When making smoothies, it's important to blend at the highest speed. I'll show you using the smoothie preset, which will start out blending on low and increase to the highest speed. This is the Tamper Accelerator tool. Now, as I've said, it's the most misunderstood, underrated tool that comes with your Vitamix. Now, this is because many people don't know how to use it properly. It's actually very simple to use. After you start blending, simply place it inside the container and tamp the ingredients until they reach the blades effectively. Here's the common mistake: tamping the ingredients, then leaving the tamper inside during blending. This is improper. Do not do this, you guys. Okay. Now, leaving the tamper in stops the vortex so ingredients won't properly reach the blades. It also puts forth stress on the motor, causing the motor to heat up. Often people ask if the included 64-ounce wet container can perform the same task as the dry container. The answer is a soft yes, but it's not efficient and the results won't be as great. This is the 48-ounce dry container. Its operation pushes the ingredients upwards away from the blades, creating a powdery effect for dry ingredients. Now this is opposite from the included wet blade container that pulls ingredients downwards to liquefy ingredients. This is my 32-ounce dry container. Now I'm going to demonstrate using this one because it's got a lot of miles on it, okay? And it's a workhorse. This is what a dry container looks like when you first buy it. This is how it looks after it's had miles on it. Now it's another great reason to have a dedicated container for dry grains. To demonstrate this, I'm going to turn popcorn into cornmeal. So I'm using about 1 cup of popcorn kernels. I'm blending at the highest speed for 1 minute. Notice immediately how the grains are being pushed up away from the blades. Perfect powdery cornmeal, great for making cornmeal crust for pizzas, cornbread, fried fish, cornmeal pancakes. You guys hungry yet? To make a frozen dessert, I'm going to be using the tamper as it plays an important role in accelerating the process. I have 3 cups of frozen mixed fruit. Now you guys, you may see some who will add liquid to help get things moving around. Now all this does is create a soft serve that will melt quickly. So I am not going to use liquid. Now, the time it takes to break down the fruit depends on the type of fruits. Now, you can also let the fruit set out of the freezer for about 10 minutes before blending. I'm going to snap my lid in place. And I'm going to use the variable speed control. And I'm going to ramp it up to the highest speed rather than using the preset, as it may not run the length of time necessary. The operation is simple. Just simply tamp and tamp until you notice the frozen ingredients turning into a smooth texture. Alright, let's check it out. And you can see the frozen fruit is turned into a nice smooth texture. And you can turn it upside down, it's very firm. Look at these amazing scoops. Now the sorbet is firm and smooth, and this is why I recommend not to use liquid. Now I must include a spoon. And there you go, the perfect frozen dessert, or sorbet, or an ice cream. Call it what you want, I call it delicious. Nut butters can be a bit tricky because different nut types contain certain levels of oil, which matters when you're breaking them down to a butter. Now I'm using the classic Vitamix and the 48-ounce wet container. Now the dry container is not ideal for making nut butters. Now this container holds 6 cups of ingredients, so I'm going to be using 3 cups of almonds. Now these almonds were raw and I roast them in the oven for 15 minutes. Now you can add spices such as cinnamon or other flavors if you like, as long as they're dry ingredients. It's really about personal preference, so I'm going to add a pinch or two of cinnamon. Since almonds contain a very small amount of oil, it's important to add oil to help them turn into a butter. Now if you don't add oil, your almonds will turn into an almond paste. Now for the amount of almonds I'm using, I'm adding 2 teaspoons of coconut oil. Using variable speed, I'm blending at the highest speed. Continue using the tamper to press the almonds down into the blades until they fully turn into a butter. Alright, let's check out our almond butter. Now, it nearly goes without saying how smooth it is. Here's an overhead shot of how the almonds fully turn into a butter. Now, does this look familiar? This is how your container will look, you guys, after making nut butters. So, what do you do about cleaning it? Well, some will say to make a smoothie in it, but what if you don't feel like drinking a smoothie? I usually recommend to take a piece of bread and wipe out the excess, then clean the container. Let me show you how to clean it. The first thing to do is pour in hot water about halfway. Then a cap full of bleach to help break down the oils from the nut butter. Now I'm cleaning at the highest speed for about 1 minute. sorry you guys, I forgot to add the dish soap. Henry makes mistakes too, okay? Now, add a generous amount since we're removing the almond butter. You can see the walls of the container are clean with just a small amount of butter around the lid. So, the first thing you might think to do is to use your scrub brush. No, okay. Now, instead, pour that water out because it contains all the broken down oils and the scrub brush will smear it back onto the container. Make sure to rinse out all the remaining oily soap. Once again, use a generous amount of dish soap and fill the container with hot water. Then you're going to scrub any remaining nut butter around the rim and inside the container. Pour that water out and give it a quick rinse. And you're all done. It's squeaky clean, literally. Okay? Now your container is ready for your next blend. So you guys, I have a bonus cleaning tip for you. It's unique to the 64-ounce tall container. Normally you would fill the container about halfway with water. Now with this container, it cleans better with less water. Let me show you. I'm going to put in 1 cup of hot water. 2 drops of dish soap. I'm cleaning at the highest speed. Notice the soapy water dancing from top to bottom. Okay, I'm going to remove the lid so you can see. With a little struggle there, okay. Now the soapy water cleaned the lid easily. Using less water causes a washing machine effect, giving a more thorough cleaning. Alright you guys, thank you so much for joining me. And if you just got a new Vitamix, I hope this video helped you. If you're still shopping for one, please check out my website for the Better Than Black Friday Vitamix holiday promos. Ordering through the links on my website or above the comments in this video supports Blending with Henry for more videos and future recipes. Now, if this video gave you chills, please hit that like button, and I will see you all next time.